All right, let's do this. What up? It's JoJo on the radio. This is the iHeartRadio Countdown, and I just met this guy a couple minutes ago. I feel like I've known you for years. Shaboozey, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, JoJo.
Right off the top here, all the cool things you've done. You told me you just got escorted through a theme park here in Southern California called Knott's Berry Farm. Why is that the coolest thing ever?
And I don't know. You know, as an artist, I feel like you always gotta just keep your inner kid alive and your inner child. And the amusement park is just I just always loved amusement parks. Like as a kid, it was just my favorite places to go.
So they took you backstage and you got the VIP and all.
Yeah, we was over there. We was really looking at the line and being like, "Yeah, sorry, we're riding it again."
Shaboozey's here. Look out. The backstory on your name. I'm told it's basically from how people mispronounced your name.
My actual last name.
But give me what else can you say about how you got this this name?
You know, playing football in high school, as a freshman, you know, you kind of come in and you're kind of the guy that has to just prove themselves. And my coach just seen my last name and he was like, Shaboozey. Wrote it on a helmet, like exactly how it's spelled as my artist name, and smacked it on my helmet. And, you know, as a freshman, you know, they want you to kind of like earn your rankings. And I just thought it would be cool to just like, you know, I just got called that throughout school, throughout my just years in high school and Woodbridge, and everyone around town knew me as that. And I just thought it was cool to just like, you know, play at my football coaches, like, you know, like, look at me now. You know what I mean?
Now, I assume
the
football coach do you guys still keep in touch? And does he realize that he named he gave you your stage name?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if that football coach is still around. I don't keep in touch with him, but some of my other coaches are, I keep in touch with them. But yeah, I wonder if you know, he might go to like at the dinner table every night. He's like, do you know I named him?
I named Shaboozey. He owes it to me. The album, Where I've Been, Isn't Where I'm Going. Talk about this album, and you know, and one thing I do want to know is what song almost did not make the album.
Ooh.
And the reason I ask that is I've talked to so many artists, and for some reason, not all the time, but that song ends up being kind of big. You know, talk about this album and what song almost didn't make the cut.
It's two songs that almost didn't make the cut. My Fault with Noah Cyrus is almost didn't make it just because it came last minute when the track list was supposed to be like done, turned in, and you know I wrote the song with my friend Bailey Bryan, and she you know, we just heard it and we're like, man, this has to be on there. And then Let It Burn also almost didn't make it, believe it or not.
Which means these two songs, look out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look out. It's safe to say this album has the album along with a bar song changed your life like big time.
Yeah, I mean, just you know, over the past couple of weeks since the song's been out, we made it, and you know, it exploded. Honestly, you know, just getting a couple million streams the first day, which even my label said they hadn't seen something like that in a couple, you know, in a while. I'll say that. I'll say that. I might not say the history of the label, but they were pretty adamant on like this is not a usual thing or feat that happens. So it was crazy to see that, you know, especially after. As an artist, you know, you want to see your songs working like that. You see other people's songs kind of taking off, especially some of the bigger pop acts, and you're like, I guess I'm just going to be the little guy. You know what I mean? For my whole career, so to have a song take off it's nothing. It's magical.
It is. It's just massive, and it's a real blessing. You know, Shaboozey, I love crazy fan encounters. Mm-hmm. Your fans aren't crazy; they're beautiful, wonderful, lovely people. But every now and then, somebody gets a little bit extra.
Yeah.
You have one of those, you know, crazy fan moments.
Man, had one actually happen yesterday to me.
What you got?
I walk into the park and there's this lady, older lady. I see her from the side of my eye recording in one spot.
Recording you.
Recording me. I mean, I wonder what they were recording, because then I kept seeing them in intervals throughout the day, like 2 hours, 3 hours, and each time I saw them, they were in the same spot recording me. Maybe they were just recording everything, and then I just happened to cross by.
Maybe
I don't
you were
know
following them.
Yeah, maybe I was following them, and then at the end, she asked for the picture, and she's like, "Yeah, you know, you could do anything you want, handsome," or something like that.
Oh, dang!
Oh my gosh, it was like an older lady. She was about 60.
So now you guys are married, getting married. Congratulations! Yep. This track, a bar song, which I'm going to play in a little bit. Did you have, and I think I read this, you had like a gut feeling when you recorded this song? I think you guys had such a great time in the studio. Mm-hmm. Like I guess you never really know, but you kind of knew that this was going to really take off. What's that story?
And I think we're just recording the song, and we just knew, you know, I was born in 95, so 2000s hip hop is really, you know, what I grew up on, and hearing J-Kwon and Ja Rule and 50 Cent and Chingy and all that stuff was like, that was kind of like, you know, that was kind of what was played around on BET 106 and Park and stuff. So, you know, I know how big Tipsy, we all know how big Tipsy was. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody in the club getting tipsy. The whole world was singing that. So I think when you interpolate that and and do it in a way that like I did it, it's safe to say that other people were gonna, feel it as well. Especially when, man, everybody in the bar getting tipsy sounds
perfect.
like that should have been the original one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we could kind of tell, and we've just been doing this music, this country music, and making these songs and doing this style and just writing just real honest songs for a while, and we felt like everything was kind of growing to a fever pitch, and then that was just like kind of the pinnacle of all the work we put in creating this sound and doing this body of work that it made sense that it resonated right now,
It took off, and
Yeah.
I was every time I hear that song, I think, why? How come somebody hadn't done something with the
Yes.
original Tipsy? And I thought, this was a conversation I had years ago. I thought it's just never going to happen. Like this song has
You
been
thought
overlooked.
about this?
A buddy of mine had a conversation maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. Songs that should have been like redone or it had remixed or what have you.
Yeah.
And I forget what interview we were doing, but that song came up and nothing ever happened. And sure enough, a country version, your version, comes out. You're like, oh my God,
Well, you did it.
you did it.
You
All
did
right.
it.
Yeah, Shaboozey. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it was funny too. I always think about the story when originally when we were writing the song, I was only going to do everybody at the bar getting tipsy in the chorus, and then the producer was like, "Look, man, I got this advice from my manager, who's also a producer. He said, if you're going to interpolate a song, go all the way." And then that's when we incorporated one. Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4.
Right.
At first, that wasn't even gonna be a part of the song. It was like, you got to go all the way. And then I was like, yo, we should make this the pre-chorus too. And then
I guess it worked.
It worked,
The
yeah.
advice is go big or go home. iHeartRadio Music Festival. Thank you for doing our show. Have you been in Vegas quite a few times doing performances and you spent a fair amount of time there or no?
No, but I've got a show coming up at I think IU Day Club. I think AYU. Yeah, no, but that's gonna be fun, man. I love doing these little one-off shows. You know what I mean, where people are just having a good time, just adults just getting together and just
Getting a little crazy.
getting a little
and whatnot.
crazy. Yeah, it's fun time. I love them.
Well, you're going to be on this lineup with the very eclectic, group of artists. Camila Cabello.
Ooh.
To I guess we'll go through the list later on, but we're pumped to have you.
Thank
And Vegas has, along with this show, Vegas has a way of getting a little out of hand at times. So look out for that.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Hey, describe the rush of being on stage. iHeartRadio Music Festival or other perform. What's the rush, if you can put it to words?
Man, it's just it's amazing. I mean, to have everybody singing your song out to you there's no better feeling than that. Just the energy that you've like literally resonated with this many people, and this many people have heard your voice, and it has stuck with them enough where they can sing it back to you. Is nothing beats it. That's my favorite place to be, is on the stage.
Yeah, we never get to see. I mean, we see it from the audience, point of view, but to be there in your shoes, that's got to be. It's getting normal to you now, or it is normal to you. But it seems like it just especially when you go overseas and somebody who it's not their native language, English, to sing your lyrics back. That's even more surreal, I would think. So it's just I guess it's all love, right?
Yeah.
Shaboozey, congrats on a bar song hitting #1 country.
Oh.
Who give me that moment? Who called you? Who emailed you? How'd you find out?
I can't even recall, but I just know that it was definitely a surreal moment. I was just looking at all the other acts, kind of like seeing how other artists were celebrating their #1 country songs, and I was realizing, like, man, this is a big deal to these, to everybody, to my friends.
It's huge.
Well, it's huge, right? And it's almost something that I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get that. And then to wake up and be like, wait, that's the thing everybody else posts about. This is it. I was like, oh man, we got that. I was like, it was crazy. Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, it didn't hit me. It was it was like one of those things I never thought would actually be able to happen, and then it happened. Or what? That was nuts. That was crazy.
Was there champagne involved, or you just wake up in your underwear?
I don't even remember. Like I told it's been a rolling celebration on our side. It's been just so many wins. Just the fans are just so supportive. It's just been a roller coaster. So sometimes I just don't even. It doesn't even register to me until like weeks in advance, weeks after that. I'm like, man, like. No, that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so just waiting to wake up from this dream,
By the way, have you talked to J-Kwon about this? And if so, he must be kind of pumped for the whole thing to be happening as well.
J-Kwon, man, he's super excited, man. He actually hit me a couple of days after I made the song. I think that was when I was like starting to get an inkling that it may be something, because he DMs me. He's like, yo, man, that song you got, crazy. You know what I mean? And it was just a guitar and a vocal at that time. It was no drums, no nothing. It was just guitar and me singing, just what I mean. And he heard it then, and knew kind of like what it could be and what it was about to be. So Man, J-Kwon, shout out to him.
Two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you consider your personal best live performance ever? I mean, what about it? And then the complete flip of that, what do you consider your worst? So we're talking one was almost perfect. The other one went straight to hell.
Oh, man. Those both happened within the past couple of weeks. But, man, I think Bud Light Backyard at Stagecoach was really sick. That was really amazing. That was a fun time, man, just to see during Stagecoach to be added as like a late festival ad and then still see 4,000 people pack into a room and sing your song is crazy. Not gonna throw shade to the other one, but yeah, it wasn't the best experience, but it was cool. I mean, I got the opportunity to do my first, stage walk off.
Oh God!
You know what I mean? I feel like everyone gets one of those.
Did something go wrong? Like sound kind of?
Yeah, it was just hot. I think it was hot in the environment. The computer kept crashing.
Oh, the worst.
And songs kept skipping and cutting off, and it happened about 10 times before I was like, I can't. I don't even know if I let's say we get halfway through the song, if it cuts off, I'm really throwing the mic. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And it's all these things are going wrong, and you have nothing to do with it because you can't.
They still chanted after I left.
Oh my God, that's
yeah,
hilarious.
They're chanting. It was fun.
Dude, your life is crazy, and when I say crazy, I'll just throw this out. You collab with Beyonce. What is your life, man? Talk about this collab. What how did what can you say about that?
Man, I mean, that's all part of the lucid dream I'm having right now. I mean, it's crazy. My life really has, when they say that whole mantra of dreams come true or you're living a dream, it really actually feels like that. I mean, imagine
seriously, yeah.
Yeah, you're in your sleep. It makes sense. You wake up and you tell your mom, like, I had just woke up and I'm on Beyonce's album 2 times. Your mom's gonna be like, yeah, you're definitely dreaming. You know what I mean? And then I had a #1 song. You know what I mean? I was like,
and this is really happening. Like, as a kid, you probably dreamed something like this, and here it is.
Yeah, it's just a nonstop dream. It's crazy. It's fun. It's
Now, with this collab with Beyonce, did you work with her, or was it like you submit a song and kind of email back and forth?
I think it was kind of like they were in crunch mode. It was definitely towards they were trying to get all the features around it off, and she was working really hard in the studio as far as so it was kind of like we were all just in different rooms, just all working on the project, just trying to get it all over the edge. Raphael Sadiq was in there. And, everybody was in there. So I got the opportunity to, talk to them and, hang out with them throughout the process. But it's cool, man. It's cool.
Well, congrats on, I'm going to say congrats a lot during this chat we're having, but congrats again.
Yeah.
Shaboozey, I got a question, nothing about music. You don't know this about me. We just met. Mm-hmm. I am obsessed with the paranormal. Haunted houses, ghosts. I have a podcast called Paranormalish. I talk to people who've had these real paranormal encounters. I know I've lost it clearly. Have you ever had anything you would consider a paranormal encounter? And if you don't, that's totally cool.
No.
Okay. Here is my challenge to you.
Yeah.
As an artist, you're going to tour a lot. Different hotels, different cities, and all this good stuff. I'm going to guess. Yes. More of these hotels than you think have a history, have a backstory. Look out for the 7th floor. Watch out for room 314, that kind of stuff. If you hear of that, would you consider staying in, like requesting, I want the haunted room, and then letting me know what happens? Would that be, you can say no, but
I mean, the type of person I am, that's not for me, but I mean, I'm also someone that's like, I like being I like being proven wrong. You know what I mean? I like being disproven. So
okay,
I would like if they exist, I would like to if ghosts exist, I would
Okay, we'll leave it at this. If something, you're not going to request the haunted room clearly, but if something does happen, we're like, that's a little suspect. Kind of bank it in your brain. Next time we chat, I want to hear like details.
All right. Yeah, I'll try one.
All right. You've done a lot of touring and all this good stuff. Crazy things happen on the road for whatever reason. Bus breaks down. I've talked to a couple of, like the septic tank broke on the tour bus. You lose a member of the band in a city. It's Give me a crazy road story if you have
crazy road story. Oh,
I've heard people's equipment gets stolen.
Man, my worst so far has probably just been maybe partying too hard and falling asleep with my boots and my jeans on halfway off the bed.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
When you guys are on tour, is it like a thing? I've heard that like it's a big deal, like middle of the night, to stop at some random, like a Walmart or an overnight truck stop. Is that kind of like it's a moment? But yeah, I've heard the name Buc-ee's in the last couple of weeks too.
Buc-ee's, man.
What is Buc-ee's? Is it like a big truck stop, right?
Yeah, I think it's a big truck stop. That's like a Walmart or something like that. I've actually never been inside of Buc-ee's, but a lot of my friends talk about it. And it's a big staple of the South.
So you guys just stop. You stop wherever.
Stop wherever, man. I mean, I haven't even been on tour yet. You know what I mean? Which is kind of crazy on my own tour, but I'm pretty sure when I go on tour, I'll come back and report to you my findings.
You did a tour with Jess Murph, I believe. I
did that. Yeah, I did Jesse Murph, but we were planed out. We were planed up.
Nice. Shaboozey, have you ever been starstruck? And maybe Beyonce, maybe that, maybe her. I don't know. But have you been like you're in a room with someone and oh my God, I can't believe that is them. I'm standing right next to. Yeah.
Not really, but I saw Gucci Mane one time, and I walked up to him and I shouted him out. That was probably one of the ones. Oh my gosh! Actually, I met Jeff Gordon too.
The race car
driver.
No
I met
kidding.
him in Charlotte. I was pretty crazy, but he was also starstruck at me, which was kind of really nuts. So, but
that's kind of cool.
Or he was a fan. Jeff Gordon is definitely like a hero figure of mine. So meeting him was pretty crazy.
I wonder what driving in a car like on a freeway with him, not like a racetrack, but like just on the here and
I'll
now.
hit him up. I'll ask him. Actually, I need to text him.
Texting Jeff Gordon. Yeah. All right.
I'll put him in the next video.
Yeah, no kidding. Your family, your friends, your day ones. What's their reaction to all this success you've got going?
Man, pretty insane. I mean, they're always messaging me and showing me things, but it's again, it's probably a dream for them too. It's probably just a little bit surreal at times, as you're living in it and you're in it. It's hard to. It's something that you can't really communicate to people. What it really feels. I think I did.
Yeah, it's
more of a dream, but for them, I think they're just super excited.
Message to your fans, these new fans, day ones. Once again, what can you say to them?
Man, once a bootcut member, always a bootcut member. Once you in the gang, you always in the gang. Ain't no way out.
What else do fans need to know about Shaboozey? Shaboozey?
Man, I love lasagna. That's my favorite food. Love lasagna.
We need to go to some Italian joint. Man.
Yeah, we got to, man.
I could eat Italian every day. It's so good. Oh my God. Good. Hey, congrats on everything.
Thank you, brother.
It's a real pleasure.
Thank you.
At the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official. Give me a little
bang. Bang.